that was the party decided that they would try and after discussing that there's a possibility with Soren's invitation that you all could speak with the summer court and get them on your side, possibly. And after, of course, confronting Tyann about his prior dealings, you all decided that following Commander Talvar to Neverwinter to try and deal with the royal situation there first would be prudent. And so we'll pick up where you all left off. The last thing that happened as far as actual travel, if I recall, correct me if I'm wrong, but you all wish to travel to your estate.
That is correct.
All right.
Indeed.
Uneventful travels mostly. You see some things along the road, but usually just people trying to get out of the way because the nice thing about having a big royal escort with you is that people don't get in your way. Um,
So this is what it feels like to be on top.
We made it. We
yeah,
made it, folks.
Started from the bottom, and now we're here.
you get a few people stopping along the way, people from Waterdeep authorities and stuff in the area. But considering that you all are kind of in a position where you have been more or less representing Waterdeep, um, in those meetings, you are able to explain that you're on a diplomatic mission, so on and so forth, and therefore the royal escort isn't really harassed by any authorities there. You're told along the way that the council would like to speak with you once you arrive in Waterdeep or near Waterdeep, if you can even magically commune with them, and that would be a good idea. But after that, you're left alone, and eventually, you come up to the area which your deed had mentioned. You don't notice very much at first. It's sort of a small, um, almost looks like a farming community. There really isn't anything built. You just see a couple of huts and or a couple of small cottages and things like that, and it's not very impressive until you move a little farther toward the actual estate itself, and as the hills kind of roll and reveal the structures, you see the walls. It's um, again about the size of your standard villa, maybe the size of a small town, and sort of over these large stone walls. You can see smoke rosin. They're nice, evenly plowed fields all around on either side. It's situated nearby to a river, which you see several people drawn from. There are a few rafts and things going down the river to transport supplies. Children enjoying the chilly day because of the and rather dark day because of the circumstances of the world, unfortunately. But people have found a way to, even in this kind of perpetual winter, um, get some outdoor time. And uh, as you near the gates, you can kind of see through the larger machicolations in the walls and notice that the interior is actually it's pretty strange for the area. It doesn't really match a lot of the architecture that you would expect. It's built in layers largely to make use of the space within the walled area. Of course, there's a large manor, and you can see that several towers have been stacked, or several stories and towers as well have been stacked on top of one another, but can't really make out any details below from here. That's just what you can see from the top. It's almost, if you guys have ever played Assassin's Creed Revelations, think something like the Byzantine architecture there. It's almost Roman in nature in some ways, and it's obviously what you can see anyway, has been done for opulence. It seems that this landlord who gambled the deed against you all was not one to skimp on the decoration. Um, you're stopped by a couple of guards at the gate, dressed in some sturdy-looking medium armor, and they kind of hold you up, spear and shield in their arms, and ask what your business is.
Ah, good. It's good to know the security here is doing their job. Uh, we're the new landowners of this estate. So, good job. Let us through.
The guard nods and says, "Yes, we were told to expect your arrival." And you hear a few bowstrings kind of lose their tension as the guards that are on the walls, all with their bows and crossbows, kind of ease up. Um,
Oh, I like
they,
these guys better than the dwarves. I'll tell you that much.
yeah, they glance down at their papers, uh, glance up at you all, kind of probably judging by description and things. And then they uh, ask you to wait for just a moment. One of the guards is sent inside. You can hear the gate being cranked open from the other side, and as you do so, or as the gate opens, there's uh, an older gentleman dressed in some fine clothes on the other side to greet you. He holds up a hand and can I have perception rolls.
Oh boy, let's do this.
Yeah, not my best. Oh, good job.
I see all. Well, most all.
Yeah, you all both notice that he mutters something and makes a gesture with his hand, and um, it looks like he's casting some sort of spell. Soren, since you know it, I don't. I'm not sure if you know it or not, Asher. If so, then you would also recognize it. But at least one of you recognize this as detect magic.
Oh, I have detect magic. Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah. You all both recognize the kind of the gesture and the words. Obviously, it's different for each caster because they have their own personalized way. But it seems to match that. Um,
Well, we're just covered in magic.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He gazes upon you for a moment, nods, and puts on a friendly smile. You must be Mr. Soren, is that correct?
What'd you say?
You must be Mr. Soren, is that correct?
Ah, yes. Good eye, sir.
Yes, you certainly
Mister.
match the description. Please enter. We wouldn't wish to hold you outside the gates any longer. We keep them very secure. Of course, there have been no trouble, but if there are, then we take security very seriously here.
That's
And
good to hear. You know, we are sometimes in danger, and it's good to know that you can protect us when we are at our most vulnerable.
of course, you all are ushered in. The gates are closed behind you, and hey, you notice that there's some very a couple of very large, what look like ballista on the wall, and they seem to be interestingly pointed into the air currently.
Anti-air ballistas. Fucking
That's
sweet.
Yeah, there are only a couple.
Uh,
They're not horribly elaborate, but they look like some kind of light siege
Oh,
weaponry that's been repurposed for
oh,
defense.
they will be elaborate one of these days.
Uh,
I will see to it. But that's long-term goals right now.
the older gentleman, he kind of loosely clasps his hands behind his back, points out a few things as he walks, and leads you all toward the manor and the courtyard. He points out the ballista and says, "We received word that you all have faced quite a few powerful foes, and often ones that have taken to the sky. It's a humble defense, but perhaps this will ward off any pesky, magical opponents.
Have you seen any dragons in the area?
Oh, there was recently a dragon sighting, but young.
Well, it's a good effort. It can definitely use some more fine tuning, but good job. I like it. I like the starting of it. A
Of
good starting
course,
ground.
I'm sure our engineers would be pleased to speak with you and make any adjustments.
Ooh, you got engineers. Holy shit. I can have my own fucking workshop. This is amazing.
Excellent. And I'm sure Fang would like to see the kitchens.
Oh, of course, we have our own staff here, but the kitchens are, of course, open to you all. You all are the owners, after all. We only manage the estate. He points out a
So
few
we
more
just got cross
things.
manners. So that's what this is.
He points out a few more things. A smithy, stables, just the things you would, expect to find. And finally, he leads you to the courtyard with a nice spring, sort of a fountain flowing out into a pool. Very, very bright, colorful place. Very pleasing to the eye, and all around this manor with interconnected several stories. These kind of white marble pillars, all built, lots of arches in this architecture, with sort of these reddish shingles covering the rooftops, slanted downward to make the appearance of almost dragon scales. He stops at the base of the spring where there's this large mirror and says, "This is the manor, of course. It's where the management currently resides, and it's open to you all. Everything that you might need for comfortable living should be found here. But if you've any requests or any else, or any other personal belongings that might need to be moved or placed here, then we'll see to that immediately."
Where?
With the
Which
box
is?
with the box on my back, I immediately run and find the biggest room in the house.
I find the nicest room in the house.
Well, I
I
mean,
find the room
tip
with the most sunshine.
Like the most
typic.
elaborately designed, like made
Yeah.
looks luxurious.
Oh, I
And if
need
there's
space.
anybody in the room before I get there, I will stab them to death.
Unfortunately, there's not much sunlight because of the current state of things, but um, there is a room that has this sort of spots in the ceiling that have been carved out and overlaid with some sturdy glass to allow moonlight to enter into the room.
My.
Um,
Who are you again? I don't remember your new character.
Is your name even on the deed?
Yeah, your name's not on the deed.
Yeah, but neither is his, so it's good.
What? Mine's on the deed. I was there.
Were you though? Were
Um,
you?
I was.
I believe you just will get the guest chambers.
I believe I'll just
Yeah.
stab you to death and take the deed.
Uh,
That's
How many
not how
guards
deed
just raised their
works.
swords at that?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
it's like all of us versus one of you. So don't know
Are
how
we
that
gonna have
works.
Yeah,
another? Are we gonna have another
but
2-hour fucking PvP session?
I'm pretty sure none of you will see me when I come for you.
Uh, all right.
The only
I
one
have.
I'm really worried about is the monk over there. Everyone else, not that worried about.
Aaron has just been silent this entire time, meditating.
Just chilling out.
Yeah.
No, but Togi, what's your character's name and what is I don't remember.
What's their deal?
What's their deal?
What's their deal? They live to kill the king. That's their deal.
I remember that part, but what's their name?
Luna.
Okay. Elf?
Man, I was just starting to like Marge too.
She doesn't have she hasn't shown her face, but she slurs her S's, so no, not an elf.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I think you said it was Yuan T, but we don't know that.
Yep.
Okay.
I will actually.
With the slithering of the S's, can I try to discern that with disadvantage? Because I'm also kind of an idiot.
Well, you could clearly hear
Okay,
that,
okay,
but I
so
guess
we
if you
can.
want to try to put two and two together, I guess it would be nature.
Ooh, luckily I have just a 4 in nature, and with disadvantage because
Yeah,
Asher is dumb.
that and Yunti are pretty rare, so yeah, you're not sure. Maybe they have a lisp.
So what's? Yeah, just some girl with a speech impediment. Whatever.
So, was the guy that we're speaking to like the manager? Like he runs the day to day?
Yeah, let me. He is the major domo.
Okay. What's his name?
I will type it out for you. He will introduce himself, of course, as type this out because he hasn't actually done so yet. He's been showing you all around first, but his name is Winfred.
Cool. All right, Winfred. Well, we're just gonna crash for one night. We have a lot of business to take care of. But you know, prepare something in celebration. In fact, all the help can get out a cask of wine or ale and celebrate as well. New management in town.
Of course, I'm sure they'll be very grateful. And he says, if you need anything else, then I won't be very far. Only call for me or one of the other staff.
Very well.
We'll see to your needs.
Do you have any
And-
drugs, Winfred? I'm jonesing.
Oh
Something
shit!
fun.
I mean, I
Excuse me.
have. Do you want fairy dragon extract? No, wait, you don't.
Do you would you put that on your tongue? How does that work?
I
Visible?
basically I distill a vial of Puck's spit and you drink it.
But what's the effect?
It's
Hallucination?
venom.
You trip balls, dude.
Maybe later. I'm just looking for like a chill, sativa to like wind down with.
Yeah, this would
Well,
not be the case. This
we
is the
have
shit I had while running around fucking where was it? Mirabar. So you probably don't want that.
No.
He says, well, we don't have anything illicit, of course, but there are various soothing herbs. There should be some in each of the rooms.
Perfect. And if you could send up a masseuse if we have one of those, that would be great. I've had a long life so far.
Any preferences?
Female, strong hands.
Happy endings. Eh?
He gives you.
Eh?
Fang smacks
I'm
Asher on the
kind of.
back of the head.
Dude. I'm joking, mostly.
And
They send up Craig.
send up Marge. That's where Marge is.
What the fuck are you doing here, Marge?
I have no clue. But I brought my hammer and somebody needs a massage.
Got my tenderizer.
Oh fuck.
All right, so this is a little. These are a little bit squished because of the. If I stretched it out anymore, it would just be annoying to actually navigate. But it's not obviously a perfect one-to-one map because, for example, some of the rooms that are a little more disorganized be organized, and you all can change these around as you like. But I have prepared a map for you all to give you a general idea of kind of the layout of the manor. Two maps, in fact, and so I'll go ahead and move you all over to basically the layout of the first floor of the manor.
Oh, nice.
Oh boy.
I've seen this somewhere.
Oof.
I feel like
okay,
this
there it
is
is.
taken from a campaign that we've run before.
I've never seen it.
Is there a second floor with bigger rooms?
There is a second floor.
What a mansion.
And this would be the second floor.
Okay, I'm assuming this is where all the help would sleep. I said I would be.
Currently, yes, but
Bam.
that would be up to you all.
Of course. My personal workshop right here. Fucking. I probably can't get too cozy here since we're leaving tomorrow, but I can. After this party or during this party, I can write up plans for superior ballistas that the engineers can start working on. And I'll have to fucking fix later because I don't trust them.
I'm gonna knock down these walls and then create a big room for myself.
All right, yeah, you can have that done. It wouldn't take horribly long. And also, Soren, you are someone is sent up to you. A half orc actually, who seems to have some elvish features. So, not Marge, thankfully.
Wonderful.
And if, again, this is just kind of a general starting map. This is starting layout. So if you all would like any adjustments made to this, then like Soren is done, you all can request that. But there is, of course, a couple of people just playing some low music that fills the halls, echoes through them, mostly on what sounds like some sort of cello.
Cool. Is there a balcony on this level, or is this all outdoors? This in the middle, or is this just like a hallway?
Yeah, the middle actually does lead to a big plateau. Yes, these parts right here, they're not walled in, sort of because of the way that the mansion is built. The bottom floor, or the ground floor, is covered by the plateau, but the second floor here, aside from these rooms, this is one big balcony, and so almost imagine like a kind of a hotel situation, where it leads directly out into a big open balcony. That's what
Right.
that is, and you can see here these windows. They're sort of like upraised parts to provide some privacy to the balcony, if you so wish.
Cool. Let's go hang out. Check out the view.
Is this a bathroom?
Yeah, latrine and closet. It's like a quick one for the balcony. There are a couple brooms stuffed in there, etc.
Gonna ring a imaginary bell for a servant and ask for
Uh,
some wine. Bottles.
He asks for your preference.
Just a couple bottles of red.
All right, you brought out some vintage. Also, hello, Rail.
What?
We're exploring the villa.
Fuck the villa.
Aaron just like, I'm just gonna take a sheet on the ground and meditate. That's
It's the thing about monks; they don't need much.
monks the only people who
Also,
actually gain.
don't understand why we stopped here.
They gain. They become more powerful by going to prison and being disarmed. He's the only person with weapons.
Yeah, I always um laugh when there's a monk in the party. It's like, all right, you guys are trying to break out of prison. Laughs and monk. We have to retrieve our weapons. Oh, that's cute.
All right, and let me.
Yay! So, can we continue on trip?
Yes, if you all
Yeah,
would like to.
were we on to next? Waterdeep? Are we gonna get like a boat to get up to Neverwinter? Or are we gonna like ride the whole?
Talvar was intending on just marching back north, but if it's presumably because he doesn't have access to a ship since, Waterdeep political situation. You all could do that.
Oh shit, I was muted the entire time. Alright, go ahead. Sorry.
See,
there's-
this is what I'm thinking. I don't think Asher's a character. I think it's just you.
What? Well, he was that one time I wasn't there.
Is that how you spent this? Is that what you did in real life? Whenever you missed that session, you got in a.
I mean, I was certainly drunk and stumbling around Seattle. That's what I was doing. That's the truth. But other than that,
That's some method acting right there.
Jacking off the random fire trucks.
hey. Only the one at Station 2.
Like a crime
So you
spree.
admit to jacking off to fire trucks.
I am a faithful man. Okay?
Faithful to your hand?
Faithful to the trucks I jack off in.
So,
I just want to point out he is not denying that he has in fact jacked off in the fire truck.
He's confirmed.
fair.
It's
yeah,
just way funnier just to say I did than to deny it, because you guys will just say, "Oh, denial means you did it." So, fuck it.
Yeah, you know what also means you did it? You saying you did it.
Look, nothing matters. Like, I can say whatever the fuck I want, and you will believe whatever the fuck you think is true, or whatever you think is funniest. So
He's figured you out.
yeah, no. Yeah, I jack off in fire trucks. No, wait, no. A singular fire truck.
That was probably an in-character conversation, but anyway. There's not
What is a fire truck?
There's not a horrible amount of stuff.
I like to imagine it's a truck that shoots fire.
What's a
Too literal. Yeah, there's not a whole lot else going on in this villa that's amazingly interesting, except I rolled the dice and landed on you, Soren. So you're gonna get a surprise.
Oh man, I
There
never get
is,
anything.
yeah, I rolled it and alphabetical, and
I
what it
demand
landed
a
on.
recount.
Demand a recount. All right, let's see. Well, the recount would have been Lawrence. So, Soren, there's a note pinned to the inside of your door, or your
What does it
room.
say?
Um,
I
it's
got the blue.
it's 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 yeah. Thanks for the money, dummy. But no, it's pinned up, kind of folded in half, and you notice that in the little envelope is a key. Um, it nothing's actually written. Instead, there's a sketch drawn. Looks like a crude map of the manor with an arrow pointing to a particular cellar.
Oh, I will go on this little treasure hunt and see where it leads.
All right. You do so. You find the cellar door, and assuming you try the key, then it fits.
Mm-hmm.
And interestingly enough, what you discover inside seems to be an abandoned some sort of armory or workshop. Everything's covered in dust. You can see a few tools on tables and look like display cases that have been shuttered over and locked.
I will send messages to everybody to get down here that I found something.
I'll ignore it.
I will go. Because I like exploring.
That's monk life.
Yeah.
There are
Once I
weapons
get down
here.
there. So.
Yeah. But once you get down there, what were you saying?
Um, assuming I get down there and I immediately see the workshop. Like I don't know what state of disarray is it in? Did they have some like good shit lying around?
Yeah, stuff's not really broken, but it's obviously been abandoned for several years now. Some things have just gone. Uh, some things have kind of evaporated. Looks like liquids. The others, most things are covered in dust. And if you go about unlocking things, you notice some alchemy kits, a few gadgets, some tools, uh, different poisons, potions, salves, light
Hmm.
armor. It looks like uh, at one point it was maybe some sort of assassin's or thieves' den.
Huh. What kind of gadgets?
Some sort of rogues gallery, so to speak.
Ah,
Uh,
perfect.
Different
Perfect for
things,
the order.
climbing spikes,
What
different
what what?
ropes,
what?
different modifications for arrows. Have you guys ever played the Thief series of games?
I've
Any of you
heard of
have
them.
any idea?
Yeah.
You know yeah, okay. It's sort of like that. Imagine it looks like schematics and modifications for different thieves' tools, rope arrows, water arrows, things like that.
Why is Soren claiming
Well,
3 rooms?
Oh,
because I
um,
can.
yeah. If you all would like,
There's 2
you can.
floors. There's another floor with
Yeah,
like big rooms.
there are 2 floors. Here, I'll move you to the other floor. And whenever they've drawn that out, it's because they are requesting that those walls be broken down and converted into larger rooms. I can move you onto the other floor here.
I really don't give a shit about the stupid ass villa.
It's fair enough, but there you go.
All right, then off to the fucking peasants' room with you.
But yeah, it looks like
Luther.
just an abandoned rogues lair, pretty much. Soren is what this is.
Ooh, I'm gonna request that Wilfred make one of the empty rooms a poker room where we can invite more people and host parties, and I can just destroy them and take more territory away from people.
Next campaign, stop the Gambler King.
All right,
It's just the World Poker Tour is the next campaign.
he asked if you would like to open this to the residents of the estate, or if you would rather.
Oh well,
Uh,
we'll have like two tiers, like the the
oh,
lower
you have the high
level,
stakes room, and then
the poor people room, and then there's the high stakes, yeah, high
Are you
rollers.
turning our house into a casino?
Just one room.
all
I'm
right,
gonna go ahead and veto that.
You don't have staying power. Yeah.
It'd be fun to play some poker.
So what is this room?
could be up to a vote. Oh, this room.
By the way,
this.
I definitely infuse a fucking medallion of thoughts.
This is a library.
Oh.
It's useless. Get rid of it.
Oh, I mean, not useless. Don't we have like a bunch of books from the dragon lady or the library?
We did not keep those books.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll skim through the books and see if there's like anything that could be of use to an artificer. Which,
I
considering
mean,
I'm
there
kind of
are,
a pioneer in this career class field,
yeah, there are a bunch of
probably
books
not.
on engineering, mostly siege engineering and stone masonry and things, but nothing really crazy. This seems like a practical library, something that the people regularly use for actually building and maintaining the place.
I flipped through it. How much of it do I already know?
I mean, you probably have
Just
a
from
pretty good
fucking around.
idea of the basics of the majority of your common siege equipment, but there are specific schematics and instructions there for different siege weaponry and different types of walls, etc.
Whoa, this thing. Wow, this is some damn good. All right, okay, the library can stay. We are not burning books today. All right.
And unless there's anything else, then I'll go about making the modifications that you all requested, and you can be on your way.
Yeah. Yeah, Asher was pretty much just fucking running around like a little kid. And it's like,
There needs
ooh,
to be a gym.
There's gonna be a gym. Yeah, let's make a gym.
I mean, we have this dining room, or not this dining room, this ballroom that we're never gonna use.
Mm-hmm.
This is the gym.
It's just like a huge, like, the Rock's Iron Palace. It's just like one room that's just like that.
Fang would like to inspect the kitchen before we leave.
All right, you can do so, and it's pretty well stocked. I mean, it's nothing horribly exotic, but it's about what you would expect from maybe some sort of noble lord's kitchen. Very
nothing
expensive
exotic
spice
proceeds to
boxes.
describe a noble lord's kitchen.
Well, I mean, it's nothing exotic necessarily compared to what you all have seen, but compared to the common, the common peasant, they're going to eat, mostly hearty meals, lots of
Lots of
beans.
starches.
Yeah, starches, lots of beans, fish,
Yeah.
things like that. Whereas you
Yeah,
have
we
different
get the
varieties of
fancy
meats
spices.
here. Yeah, and of
Got
course you have different game meats that have come in from local hunters because anyone that hunts on this land, they give, they essentially have rights to hunt on the land a certain amount, and they give a portion of that, generally the best portion, to you, and keep the rest for themselves. That's how some of the local hunters have made their living here. And of course, it's all fresh. The only thing exotic are the spices. The spices are rather exotic and very expensive because a lot of them have been imported from foreign lands.
And we're marching.
I'd like to do the cinnamon challenge with like one of the random spices.
Okay, roll me a D100.
I would like to commission Asher for a restaurant grade pizza oven to be installed in this kitchen.
Nice.
Is that the
I'll
library?
I'll be right on that.
This is me scrolling through pages to get you all back to the map for whenever you get going again.
No, I want you to write up the design so they can work on it while you're gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into MS Paint and I'm gonna hand draw you guys a first person view of your room real quick. Just
Do I want low or high?
You'll find out. Now, please roll a Constitution save.
Oh,
Oh boy.
I replace everything that he
I
just took with
flash of
arsenic.
genius.
So that makes it a 17.
That makes it a 16.
Um,
Don't replace my shit with arsenic. I don't want to die.
well, that's not okay. So, you unfortunately have just done a challenge with the greater Galangal route from the southeasternmost part of the world. Think the Forgotten Realms equivalent to like Thailand, Southeastern Asia, different places around there. And nearly knocks you off your feet because of how powerful it is. Um, that D100 was basically a 1 to 100 scale of the kick of the spikes. so, so
Perfect. What? I just imagine I'm like sweating for like a good hour or two. Like,
and one of the
holy
local,
fuck.
the kind of the head cook there looks horrified at what you've done.
Because I've eaten like fucking I don't know how many gold's worth of fucking spices
Yeah,
in just a
exactly.
spoonful.
Yeah, probably several hundred gold worth. From
Spice.
the what thing?
Uh,
No, I'm just wondering when we're gonna meet the meat man.
Oh yeah, of course.
This is terribly boring.
But once you all have spent the night, you get your your hearty meal in the morning and all. You are free to roam the place or leave. The commander is just waiting outside with his troops. They've been conversing with some of the guards at the villa and having
Did they
various
make them sleep
gambling.
outside the whole night?
Yeah, they did not allow the whole force in, so they just kind of camped outside, and a lot of the guards and soldiers are gambling with each other outside when you exit.
Everywhere I go, people are gambling. I love it. All right, so let's go kill that king then.
oh yeah, that's what we're doing.
The guards at the villa give you a really odd look whenever you say that.
I'm joking, of course.
Don't worry, he's just insane.
Wait, don't we have to pay these people now?
Yes, but fortunately, because of the way it's set up, you all, the place does also draw income as well, and unless it overtakes for whatever reason the income, then it is self-sufficient.
How
And
many
settled
guards are
automatically.
there?
There are at least, as far as actual guards that are armed and manning the walls and stuff, a couple dozen.
That's a couple dozen gold a day for sellswords.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We must be making bank. What do we produce here?
There are various crops, but think of your usual that you might find in think of your standard Western European crops. There's a lot of wheat. You're close enough
It
to the
must be
river
some
as
damn
well.
fine potatoes, dog.
Yeah, lots of things like that.
Maybe like a small brewery or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. There's actually a small vineyard that someone else runs. They're within your land, of course, but they own it themselves. They've sort of they are leasing the land, and they've got a successful little vineyard there. So there are various things going on. You all can Currently, there's nothing because you just settled in, but over time it will accumulate. Granted, that may not come into play very many times since we're kind of in the end game here, but for now, you don't have to pay anything out of pocket. I don't know if I split the party up. Is everyone on the Sword Coast map now?
I am.
Yep.
Ditto.
Indeed.
All right, good.
So shall we get going?
Oh yeah, back on the warpath.
Back on the warpath, indeed. Where are you all headed then? How would you like to approach? And
Where are we meeting him?
who specifically?
The guy, Talvar.
Yeah, he is. He's not very far outside your villa. He's been camped out.
We've been.
Because reason being that normally he would have gone on ahead, but you're kind of at the northern. There's not much farther north that you can go before you all would be, barred from moving around because you would be arrested and so on and so forth. And so he's waiting because he's going to have to go with you to be able to get you in anywhere.
Right. So, Talvar, looks like it's up to you now.
Ooh shit! Since I'm going to Neverwinter, I can visit my family. Just
We are
realized
going
that.
on a stealth mission.
We're
Oh,
literally
come on.
being assassins. We don't have time to chit chat with the fam.
Unless your brother can help sneak us into the palace, no talkies.
I mean, he might be able to. I don't know. I think he's somewhat important. You know, he's like one of those wizards that are still allowed to use magic. So, I don't know how big of a deal that is, but I think it is a big deal.
From what you learned at the War Council, that's the sort of branch of the.
I wasn't there at the War Council.
Oh, right. Well,
I was put in time out.
In that case, you're not
He's
entirely
allowed to
sure.
talk, buddy.
See, this is why I should have been the fucking War Council. Fuck all you guys. Like, I was just sitting out the entire session. Damn it. But, I mean,
rather not hit
during
blood
my
by
talks in letters, wouldn't I have been able to, like, kind of somewhat guess what he is?
I mean, from what you understand, from what he's said, and the fact that he's made an attempt to keep it hush hush with anybody other than you, it's not something that you want to let slip. He has specifically told you in the past not to mention that his position even exists. So,
Oh. So I fucked that up.
yeah.
Well, we know your brother's a traitor, so that's cool.
Well, look. If
He
I
was
basically
Shanghai.
give it, I give him I give everyone like a basic description. Don't kill this guy. Yeah, I don't know. Shit, probably wasn't a good idea. I have a backup plan if he dies, like if he starts dying like right in front of me, but I don't want to use it. But whatever. Go ahead. Moving on.
All right. So, would you prefer to approach by land or try and find yourselves a ship?
I mean, we can use Darius, right?
He's a wanted pirate, and we're trying to be stealthy. I don't think Darius knows the meaning of the word incognito.
Well, I think Darius'
That
logic
is-
would be that if nobody's still alive to report you, then it's stealth mission.
Exactly.
It's like
We
whenever
need
you
the
get spotted
walls
in
to be
Metal Gear
standing,
Solid, and
damn
you
it.
just kill everybody. You just kill every guard in the air in the loading zone before the so
Yeah,
that the
it's
warning goes
So
away.
you know,
It's an all
Darius
kill
X,
run on
my
Deus Ex.
Darius X, yeah, Just kill everybody, then nobody can report you. You've been spotted. By who? Snipe the person that spots you.
You and one army.
What about Captain McTanley and the Bouncing Buddy?
The who?
Is he
You mean
around?
the captain that is under Darius's command and using them to do strikes on other vessels? Yeah.
I didn't know that he was with you still.
Yep. He and Darius combined forces,
Along
and
with the
they've been.
ghost ship.
Oh yeah, and I think he's. Do I still have a ship?
Yes, you
Did
do
he take one
actually.
of? Did he take it? Because I know it was
Yeah,
at
I remember
Waterdeep last
that
time.
you claimed one after that big naval battle you all
Yeah.
had, and so it is still moored at Waterdeep. Yeah.
Sick, guys! I got a ship. We
Oh
can
my
take.
god, that was so long ago. We have to pay so many boat dock fees.
Good thing
Yeah.
I'm rich now.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Not
you're
rich,
rich?
barely making ends meet.
I have lots of gold.
Yes, but now you have to pay lots of people.
No, we're self-sustaining villa. I have gold. I have an organization that helps run the city. I'll trust me. I'll be fine.
And then the bills arrive.
And the other guys are supposed to be assassins, and you're just giving away free information to somebody you don't know.
What are you
Great.
talking about?
Like, how do we know you're not an assassin? You just got here.
Yeah, you seem
She
very assassin-y.
she opens up her coat, and there's like 40 daggers and a rapier, and then smoke bombs on her, a bandolier on her chest. Oh,
I'm not
what
helping
gave
your
you
case.
that idea?
So if I gave you a hug, would you bleed to death?
No.
You would.
But you might actually cause the smoke bombs to explode.
I
Then that'd
give
be
her a
very
hug.
bad for you.
Oh, a
Oh,
brilliant
don't do
escape
that.
method.
I mean, he can give me a hug all he wants. I'm immune to poison, so it's just him that's gonna get poisoned.
Eh,
Well, okay. Here's my.
I'm Asher. Go
What
ahead.
was that, Sorn?
Why don't we use the? Does Talvar have like a flag of his purple knights and stuff that
Yes,
he
he
can
could.
use?
He could
Great.
fly that. He would have
So
to.
he can fly the colors on my golden finch,
Yeah.
and
He
we're good.
Yeah, he explains that. Of course, you would
Somewhere in
have
the
to
world,
disguise.
Darius is cringing.
You would have to. You would have to disguise yourself or go in as prisoners or something, because obviously, no matter what he says, there's no way you're getting in to the city without being, stopped and arrested if they see your faces and confirm your identity. So,
Well,
Wait,
okay.
wait. I'm not wanted.
mm, are you?
By association?
You
By
can.
association.
You can very well work under that assumption if you would like to, Asher. That's perfectly within your character.
Well,
Go for
well,
it.
look, it is perfectly within my character, but like I assume I'm not.
Hold up. Aaron
I
is cutting out.
but like I'm not a big time criminal, you know. Like I'm very very small time.
But you were also there when we dealt with the dragons at the tree in front of the army of soldiers.
Yeah, you had a turret that killed a lot of them.
I did have a turret, and I think I threw a fireball. Huh. All right.
So what you're saying is we're going in as prisoners.
Well,
Alright.
no,
That's
I don't want
great.
to go in as a prisoner. Like, what?
Well, if we're
I,
doing
I haven't even
Chewbacca,
been at the war meeting. Like, what are you even doing?
if we're doing the Chewbacca,
We have been on a cart for over a week. You have been caught up to speed.
Oh, no, I've been working on my stuff, dude.
what have you been
I
building?
this arm?
He's building himself an arm,
No.
Yes.
and then he's going to cut his arm off, and then he's going to replace it with the mechanical arm.
It's crazy. I know.
This is what Asher would do.
Okay. Well,
And he said we've been on the road for one more week now.
No, I meant
Well, it
to
depends
get
on where
to
you're
the
going.
villa.
No, from the
Yeah.
villa to Waterdeep. That's
No.
not that far.
No, I meant
Okay.
the week we had of time of getting to the villa from last session to get. I was just saying that so his character would be up to date.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I probably would have heard about it, and then be reminded a couple times.
Well, if we can't use magic to disguise ourselves, we're kind of fucked. Because how I disguise myself is with magic.
Well,
Um,
wait. No, that's stupid. Never mind. Um. Uh, I specifically wrote in my backstory, like just in case a method of non-magical disguise was necessary, that I looked a lot like my younger sister to the point where we were mistaken for twins.
Oh no.
So, cross-dressing? God, that's fucking stupid.
What is this, Mulan?
If reverse
Yeah.
Mulan. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, no, it's a reverse Mulan.
you know what? If we're just gonna disguise ourselves, I might as well fucking do it. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
shave. I'm
Let's
just
get
gonna
some makeup
shave
artists.
all my hair. I'm gonna go
No.
fully bald. This my poor luscious locks, my beautiful hair.
Well,
God, I shaved it. God.
hey, anyone know how to do a ponytail?
Too soon. Soren just shaved his head and you're already asking about ponytails.
My hair is already in a ponytail.
It
Oh,
was.
so you can do it for me.
You just take Soren's hair and use it as a wig.
Yeah, I got a buzz cut now. I look
Uh,
like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. That's like level of hair, but an elf, half elf.
Tyler Durden the elf. Got it.
I'm gonna use like ink to like do mascara on my eyes
Okay.
and stuff. Try to darken my features.
I use my glamour studded armor to give myself an entirely different clothing appearance.
Yeah.
Way
Anything
different.
as far as modifying your actual appearance with makeup, things like that, that would be disguise kit. And if not, then I would put that. If you don't have proficiency in disguise kit, then I would put that to a straight roll based
Well,
on either your dexterity or wisdom, depending on how you're applying the disguise. Like for
literally, all I'm doing is getting myself some girlier looking robes with my glamour studded armor, and then putting my hair in a ponytail, and that I pass as a girl, pretty much.
that's fine, but like for what Soren is doing, that would be
Yeah. So yeah, I don't have a disguise kit. I was just using the ink from my diplomat's
yeah.
kit.
I think Luna might be the only one. In
So
case,
if I get control of what these people look like, I'm giving him a mohawk.
I already shaved my head.
he just
With
shaves the
what
rest of it with a
barber's
razor so that
tools?
you have like a buzz cut mohawk.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine. Just make me look like a pirate, like a mercenary sellsword.
And then I give him earrings. I pierce his left ear.
We turn
No.
into a dark elf from Whirlwind.
No, he's turning
No,
into
and
a
I give him the
freaking.
whole hanging jewelry earring thing that's made of gold.
What's that blue race from WoW?
Drena?
No, the blue with the tusks.
What?
Trolls.
Trolls. Yeah, he's turned him into a troll.
Us.
Then I take a needle and I give him a cheek tattoo.
Is this really necessary?
You can't mess with the perfection.
Is this permanent or is this gonna go away?
It'll go away in like 4 months.
Okay, I can deal with that. I also have magic, so I'll fix it.
Ooh, hey. I summoned like one of my little turrets. Can, can you do this on my forearm right here?
Yes.
Sweet.
Does anybody else want to be disguised?
Shit. What else would I need?
Fang. Are we just capturing Fang? Is he the
I
only
mean,
one that's prison?
there's not really much you can do to hide this, and I gesture to all of me.
Yeah,
I mean,
fair.
I'm
it's
pretty
just too much man.
distinctive.
You're just too much man to hide, Fang.
Thank you.
Lawrence, are you going to be turning yourself in then as well?
Can we find like a skull cap?
Yeah, you should be able to find that easily enough. Also,
I slap that shit on Fang's head, and then I start meticulously putting the hairs into the skull cap from Soren, giving him a full, luscious head of hair.
I already had hair.
And then I take some ink and I use it to dye that hair a pitch black.
Did you think Fang was bald this whole time?
Yes, I did.
He's not.
Yes.
He has black hair.
Oh, okay. Then I go into the house. I find some roses, a little bit of cabbage, and I boil them and crush them up and make a purple paste, and I dye his hair purple.
You think that and the new tattoos I got will be enough?
And then I find some fake glasses and I put them on his face.
Alright, let me try this.
Ooh, my sister doesn't
Thank
wear
you for
glasses,
applying.
and that
I'm
would
Dr. Esquire.
probably.
Esquire.
Ooh, I
What
probably
I
need some
roll to
fake glasses
act?
too.
Did you just make Fang a hipster?
I did. I gave him luscious like semi mullet style, and then he's got glasses on, and his hair is purple.
it looks like Skrillex.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh my god. Amazing.
So I look like a
Who's next?
I'm like a fop that just turned into a punk. So that's nice.
I vote Aaron.
How long ago? Don't touch me. How long ago was it that the that you found those wanted posters?
I think in game a few
After
months.
you lost your arm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it
it's
was
been a
a few
while.
months.
So Aaron just comes out like part of his head is shaved and his hair like there's white hair like layered over black hair flowed into one side. So
Oh, great!
Toki, you know Shinsuke
I
Nakamura?
believe I know the hairstyle that you're going for. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's got the Shinsuke Nakamura. Plus, he didn't have white hair when that poster came out. So
Yeah, that was after the monk level.
He's
up, so
turning
sorry
into
about it.
Dante. God, I hate that fucking game.
Which one?
Devil May Cry, the remake with the fucking
DMC.
teenage Dante. That game is fucking horrible.
Well, be happy it doesn't technically exist anymore.
They retconned all that shit. I mean,
DMC
I don't
5
know anything
erases
about
it.
Lawrence, that leaves you, buddy. What does Lawrence look like anyway?
You guys haven't seen Lawrence?
He's got that weird red coat, and he looks very dignified and refined.
yeah, so make him look like Trailer Park Track, so they'll never see it coming.
Yeah,
all
like
military.
look,
Make him look like Trailer Park.
It disappeared. My character sheet was over it. I couldn't see it.
here. okay, here's this dirty wife beater. Here's these ripped jeans, and let's just add some mud in there for good measure. Mess up your hair. You're
It's that
perfect,
trailer park
Lawrence.
trash, not
This safety
redneck.
apparatus will be deducted from your pay.
Here's
What
some
pay?
scabies. All right, I'll give you a pseudo mullet, maybe some scabies to really complete.
You're level
Ooh,
12.
yeah,
Lawrence.
let's make him a trailer park boy. Just
You're here to fill the role of
Make him-
nincompoop, yes? So why don't you use the nincompoop
give
entrance?
it. No, he gave him the white beater. Now you gotta give him now you give him a button up shirt with flames on it.
Make him
Oh,
look like Joe
shit.
Dirt. Have you guys ever seen the movie
Yeah, I
Joe
told
Dirt?
you we're making him
Yes.
trailer park boy.
Whose
Ooh.
bubbles then?
We need to get a mullet wig. Stat.
I got you. Boom. Necro looks like this now.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck.
He has become
This
his
should
own
be
waifu.
interesting.
So now we have 2 cross dressers in the party for this guy.
Oh wow. Oh,
No,
fucking
in all seriousness, though, if Lawrence wants to be disguised, then he can certainly go through the process, but that would be up to him. I haven't heard him say anything so far, so
yeah. You know, in this part in this party, silence is consent apparently.
He's quite muted.
So yeah, silence is consent.
Oh boy. That is.
Say nothing if you want to look like a woman.
Okay, we are not
He hasn't said
stating that
anything. We're
message.
good.
I
He's
don't know.
He's typing in Discord.
He still
I-
hasn't said anything.
I don't know if I would push against Lawrence, considering he's
How many spells he can have that can fuck your day up?
Oh shit.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's a little extreme.
because he can just heal it anyway. Okay,
That's
Lawrence, how much
very
would you like to? How
masochistic.
much are you burning your
He's
face?
pulling a Full Metal Alchemist.
Is
Yeah,
it
Wait,
like-
he's burning his
is it-
face?
Like,
Where's
is
this?
it,
You know,
is it like it's in roll 20? So, Lawrence, are you trying to burn your face just enough to give you a heavy scar and disfigure? Or are you going like full on Joshua Graham from Fallout New Vegas? You have to wrap yourself in bandages. How severe are these burns?
Hello, smooth
All
skin.
right, all right.
You know, for
so,
someone who doesn't believe in God, he sure is going way too into the self-flagellation. Just throwing that out there.
Uh, look, we're all strange characters.
Speak for
All right.
yourself. I'm not strange at
Yeah,
all.
speak for yourself.
so
I mean, you're just a guy who just. Well, first of all, you fight with your fist in a medieval fucking dragon thing.
Mark.
That was what I was referencing. That episode.
Oh yeah,
Oh
It
my
fits
God.
way too well to what you were talking
We're
about.
making him Ed Boy.
Life has many doors, it boy. Lawrence, I'm not gonna hassle you over the health because there's travel time. You'd be able to heal yourself and stuff anyway. But I guess go ahead and make a medicine check to see how well you
I
can.
just want to point out he bitched at me for cutting off my arm, and then he literally disfigures himself in a way that is ridiculous. Hypocrisy in this group.
But yeah, let's see. All right, yeah. He's still typing. I'll wait for him to.
What is thing, a half orc?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, fair enough.
What?
What is thing, a half orc?
Yes.
Yeah.
Filthy half breed.
All right, and are you still? Is this now or is this after your visit to your family, Lawrence?
Was he too good to fucking talk to us?
I think his mic is broken.
Probably. He was having mic troubles the last couple games, so.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I cannot find a good cross-dressing picture for Asher.
I want to know what your search history looks like right now.
Past few results. Let's see here. We are looking at fucking girl with ponytail tail drawing, girl with ponytail cartoon, female wizard ponytail.
Boss, he's getting specific.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's I don't know.
There's Asher.
Oh my.
Unfortunately, I don't have 20 strength.
There we go.
You getting those tattoos?
I only got one.
Uh,
And it's easily concealed by like my clothes.
all right.
That's
So-
Aaron's hairstyle. Only some of it is white, some of it's black.
I think that covers everybody then. I think everybody's got some kind of disguise.
Yeah, I love how it's like elaborate disguises. Someone burned themselves and I just grew my hair out.
Fucking all I did was just give myself a ponytail.
It's like
You're
Groucho Marx
cross
glasses.
dressing.
So I didn't at least I didn't burn my fucking face.
It's
That's
hilarious because
extreme.
like Aaron grew his hair out because they didn't really know what he looked like to begin with.
Yeah, it was very vague. Okay, well,
And then here we go. Here's Soren.
hey,
Oh god,
Dragon
he's from
Age.
Dragon Age.
That's pretty much how I picture him right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Except
Um,
blonde. He's blonde.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. It doesn't let you get real specific when you ask for certain races.
I mean,
So
unless
I
you
was
wanted,
like,
in order to get specific, he would have had to go into Dragon Age, make the character.
And make a new character. I expected that. What the fuck?
I'm talking about Pencrest. I use Pencrest to find most of my
Uh,
pictures.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Why
like-
didn't I do that?
it's all fun.
'Cause you're
It's all fun
stupid.
in
You know,
games until you
we've been-
guys make these
It's
elaborate
all fun and games
disguises.
until you put in something too specific and porn pops up and you're just scarred for life.
You go,
It's all fun games until you
happens
don't
sometimes.
credit the artist, and then they sue you.
yeah,
No, so somebody posted on Facebook, 2 girls got sick from with the coronavirus because of an unwashed cup at a restaurant. And he
Oh,
says,
no,
if you
no,
don't
this-
believe me, look up 2 girls, 1 cup. And I was like, you bastard.
You
You
motherfucker.
Someone got for sure.
As soon as I
God.
started reading it, I was like, I know where this is going, but I'm gonna finish reading it.
yeah.
I
Oh
have
my
still never
god.
seen that, and I'm proud of that.
That's old,
We-
man. That's like
some-
golden age of the internet.
My favorite thing.
Some housewife in middle age, not middle age, fucking
In the
middle class
middle,
America, is freaking out right now because of that.
My favorite thing is when
There you go, Soren. You're real in life actor.
honest, and they Markiplier had never seen 2 girls, 1 cup. His reaction was the greatest thing ever.
Oh my god!
You guys remember the classic in chat rooms or on a video game general chat when somebody would ask what the keybind is for something, you would say Alt F4, and it used to get people back in like
That's the
2008.
that is always a dick move.
That's messed up.
That's just so mean.
Awesome.
Especially, it's better if you can see whenever they log off, or
Where they
the
go,
other thing-
boo!
or there's a way to trick people into it too. If you play an MMO and you ask someone how to leave a guild, a lot of times people will type /G quit to tell you the command, and forget that they need to put a space first and accidentally quit their own guild. That's another good one. But yeah, I think everybody's basically disguised now. Lawrence gets a chance to visit his family, which if We can
Hey, Mom
retroactively
and
visit
Dad,
that.
what the fuck happened to
Yeah,
you?
we can retroactively visit that once his mic is working if he would like to. But for now, Talvar consults with you all. He raises a brow at the disguises and says, "Well, considering I can't tell half of you apart, I can't quite pick out who's who. I'd say that these are relatively successful. Do you have any particular ideas? Then any cover story that you would prefer to use? Otherwise, I would keep it simple and hope to keep you from being noticed in the first place."
Well, maybe, since you're coming, with not many of your troops, maybe you had to hire a mercenary ship to get home after battling, uh, forces of, I don't know, maybe let's say you could blame it on the Dark Elves, or sorry, not the Dark Elves.
You trying to say
Winter
Don't
drow?
get
Fae,
racist.
the Winter Fae.
They're called drow, you racist fuck.
Yeah, I don't respect them. Anyway,
Aaron's like, "I don't know what they are. I'm not from here, but that ain't right."
Pretty sure they may or may not have can't drow where he's from.
It's like,
I
"How
don't
dare you?"
dislike them. I just think they're dirty.
Aaron's like, "How dare you insult the dark elves?" Somebody in the background, "They're called drow. How dare you
You
insult
say
the
that,
drow?
but you have a bar in the fucking sewers.
They're nice sewers, to be fair."
I
Are they
also
though?
have a villa.
I-
And you act like a drow can't have a villa? You're making some pretty stupid assumptions here.
look, they can't just sit out in the fucking sun, relax without burning themselves. So,
That's not how sunlight sensitivity works.
well, I don't know. I just imagine it wouldn't be as comfortable for them.
And
This the
there's
same for
only
our
drow
dark
who are in the
nations, sir.
Underdark. Even I know that, you fucking idiot.
Look, I just read in a book once, okay, and then like skimmed through it, then threw it away. And
So let's keep the racist PSAs down to a minimum and just get to where we need to go.
What a surprise, the most racist one of us is the one that lived in Neverwinter.
what? I didn't live in Neverwinter.
Talking about Soren.
Oh,
I didn't live in Neverwinter.
I was referring to Asher because his apparent family apparently lives in Neverwinter.
Oh,
Talvar just shakes his head and says, "Well, I take it that you would like to get as close to the king as possible, as soon as possible. Is that correct, or is there something else in particular you needed to do? I recall that you mentioned House Newmore, and I could certainly help take care of that. But if there's anything else you need, and I can help facilitate that, because once we arrive, there will likely be a bit of time where I'll have to attend to things, and bringing you along with me would be heavily suspicious."
Right. No,
Oh,
just the Newmore thing, I think. Anything else, guys?
hey, should I give my brother warning that we're coming? So not for his sake, but mostly so like I can get maybe he can warn
hey,
the
how about you
family.
don't let anyone know we're coming? You know, like a stealth mission.
Yeah, surprise.
Talvar agrees. He says, "Even if whoever your brother is, even if he's in a rather powerful position, it would be best to speak with him once you're there, if you speak with him at all, once you've done what needs to be done. Even if he's trustworthy, then, well, it's not impossible for someone else, especially if he's thrown in with any of the magically inclined there. They can detect thoughts, you know."
cool.
I have ways around that.
What part of
My
no?
mental
Keep your mouth shut.
fortitude.
Don't you seem to.
But anyway, yeah, fine. All right, cool, whatever.
Stealth is
I
optional.
look. All I know is that half the time when I do stealth missions, or when anyone does stealth missions, it just goes to shit in the first 5 minutes,
Look,
and then
they
all
can't
before you know
all
it, you're running and gunning, and everyone knows where you are.
Look, how about this? I don't
Nobody
trust
can
you,
know
and I
what
don't
you're on
trust
if
your
they're
piece of
all
shit
dead.
brother. Don't contact anyone.
All right, fine. Fuck.
Also, there could be an escape plan. Like, I know you're magical and all. Why don't you just contact this ship captain of yours and we go in, and if something goes wrong, just have him bombard the port. Then there's an
Because
easy
we
way to
don't
get
really
out of
like
there.
him.
Huh,
He's what you would
sounds
call
good.
an asshole.
I
Part
know
of you
that
is
that's
tolerable, but then
the
he
better
started to
guy.
drink people's blood.
That's too.
What?
Oh yeah, he's a vampire.
You shared same camps with a vampire and you're still alive?
I mean, he wasn't
He,
always a vampire, but when he became a vampire, he just started to get more and more crazy.
I'm pretty sure he was crazy to begin with, and the vampirism didn't help.
It didn't help. No, it didn't.
What's going on about killing someone, some god? I don't know.
Yeah, this is way before me. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Suddenly, Asher's very glad that he came into the party later.
I mean, Asher's like meh. I thought Lawrence would be cool because he's like this fucking terrorist and shit.
Somehow he fed off me, and I didn't contract vampirism.
Nope. Thankfully, it's not just a straight bite, but
You have to be really, really, really low to contract vampirism. You have to be at 0 points, and then they got to bite you and send you into negative points before you contract vampirism.
They made it really hard in D&D to get that.
Yeah, and
I
even
don't
if
know.
it works that way, you become a thrall.
yeah. They just become thralls and spawn.
Because vampires are really stupidly powerful. Why would you ever let a player become one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why would you ever want to let one? I don't know. He let one
And
become one,
with
but I still can't be a
walking
werebear monk.
and
We're
the marching,
sailing away.
I
we're
still can't
putting
be
a
a.
Basically,
pin in this
So wait,
conversation and never coming back to it.
Darius straight up got
Toki.
to be freaking Dio, but I didn't get to be a werebear.
Toki is correct. Toki is correct. The way it works is, the vampire's bite attack lowers your max health. If it lowers your max health to 0, then you come back the following night as a spawn under their control. And if a vampire lord allows one of his spawn to feed off of his blood, then they become a true vampire, no longer under his control. That's how that works.
Okay, so
Or
here's the quick
otherworldly
question:
bullshit.
is it allowed, or what if it just feeds off his blood?
Um, Let me double check. Let's see. If a true vampire allows a spawn to draw blood from its
So
own body,
it's
the
like
spawn transforms. Yeah, it
vampires
is.
are all about permission and shit. So threshold, you got the permission to cross the threshold. You have to have permission to drink the master's blood.
Yeah.
You're pretty much asking for shit all of the time.
Why do you know this? Are you a vampire?
There are
No,
other ways. It depends on
Yeah,
what
I could never.
universe you're in.
I could never be a vampire. I don't like asking for anything.
But no, it
The
does. It has to be
universe
allowed.
heads palms.
You can't kidnap a vampire lord and then use their blood to turn people into true vampires. It does have to be allowed, or it has
If
to
you get
be.
really
Oh,
There
high
are
oh.
on it.
extraordinary
After
means,
enough torturing, it will be allowed.
like there are artifacts and stuff. For example, in Curse of Strahd that allow people to become true vampires without that
Yeah,
going
it's
through
the
that
stone.
process. But yeah.
Also, again, Kenji's avoiding the point. He let Darius become a vampire, but I can't become a werebear.
That was because he didn't become a vampire according to the rules. He just became a modified player race.
But then he lost that player race like he does with every other character he
lycanthropy,
makes.
like that would be an option. But actual lycanthropy is insanely overpowered in 5e for a PC. So you would have to just make a shifter-like race for it, because the
Yeah, that's
actual
what I.
lycan
Which is
stats
now
are
official.
are insane.
Yeah,
Because
that's
like
why I'm.
you just basically become immune to everything, no matter what your form is. You
That's
get
what I'm
only
trying
So
to
monks.
deal with in my other campaign. Like 2 of my players want to be fucking were tigers, and I'm like,
Pick shifter.
you guys are overpowered as fuck already. One of you has like overpowered guns, and one of you is a literal stand user.
I'm
What the
sorry,
fuck?
what?
I have a weird zany campaign.
So yeah, I would handle that the same way I handled the vampire thing, which is I would just make it a player race that would replace your stats, and that would have certain benefits according to the race.
I know there was a like
Yeah,
empathy
there are a
freaking thing
couple.
on Beyond D&D
Yeah,
Beyond that was
there are a
pretty
couple.
balanced.
Yeah, there are a
Yes,
couple
it's
on there.
called Blood Hunter.
No, a actual one that was a lycanthrope that was a homebrew. Fuck Blood Hunters.
Homebrew.
Dumbass clone class.
Probably
Anyway.
not.
Homebrew should not be on D&D Beyond.
What?
It is. Homebrew should not be allowed to be put on D&D Beyond, but they let it happen for some reason.
They literally have a section for homebrew.
Yeah,
What do you mean
it's
it
its own
shouldn't be
section.
allowed on D&D Beyond?
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Unearthed Arcana for some reason.
Yeah, I think the D&D Beyond homebrew is generally better because it's open to ratings.
Yeah.
A lot of the D&D wiki tier garbage gets completely blown out
Shot
immediately.
down immediately, yeah.
Like
Like
if you
the
go
one I
to
did
if you go to D&D Beyond and go to the top rated stuff for homebrew, like items and stuff, most of them are pretty simple because it's not the crazy stuff that gets separated.
Yeah, it's just more like flavor, cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So cool
under
sword
there,
here.
under that, I saw some decent homebrew like a lycanthrope.
Yeah, there's one. There are one or two on there. I'd have to look and look at the different ones, but that's how I would handle it because I think that's the best way to do it. Because otherwise, you risk the rate of like you have to. The only way to balance how powerful it is, rules is written, is to make it to where the character just literally can't. The player can't control their character like more than half the time, which is not fun. So
Which is
it's
dumb because you think like you have things like bears and tigers who are good thing,
well,
and
they're good at it,
ravens
but
that
it's
are
still
good.
but it's still a curse, and they still can't control it at first. So it's one of those things where like the problem is even though they're a good alignment, if you look at it just stat wise, there's literally no reason not to become one. So the only reason not to become one is the fact that it's a curse and it has drawbacks as far as not being able to control it.
Yeah.
And even then, you would have to enforce those so heavily. Basically, you would have to make the player an NPC more than they're a player character, and that's not fun. So I think it's better handled as a race so that it's better balanced. And that way, the player can actually access parts of it throughout their character, even when they're not in that form, without it being OP.
I
Yeah, I know.
definitely. What I'm doing is I'm thinking is like I start like, of course, first time they have to shift because of the full moon and shit. They go crazy, but they'll be advised like, hey, stay away from the fucking city. You will kill everybody.
Like my thing is certain things where it's like, oh, it's
But
it's
after that,
it's
play it
OP
right.
is like you realize that a level 17 part, if it gets that high, is the most OP thing ever.
Well, yeah, but
Oh,
it's the difference between a
I'm
level 17 bard getting to that point and like a
And a
level
level
1 dude.
7 bard.
Yeah, and
yeah.
like a
I'm
level
not saying you should be done at low levels. I'm like, my whole thing is we're now level 12, 13, 82. At
12.
some point, we should be overpowered.
Well,
Was this shit
there's a
on
difference.
D&D Beyond?
There's still a difference in power scale because, like for example, I think if you become a lycanthrope, a player character lycanthrope as written in 5e, then you're immune to all damage, even in your humanoid form, unless it's silver.
So
So
there,
that's
told him
immune.
immune.
I think it's
Yeah.
immune.
You can't. That doesn't make sense.
That's
I thought it was they were.
It's because
I thought
it's
it was
written as a
bludgeoning,
monster,
piercing, and
not a...
It was bludgeoning, piercing and slashing from non-magical or silver weapon.
you get an insane amount of stuff.
I mean, like it's just like, hey, you're not immune to the freaking exhaustion or whatever, like paralyzation and shit like that. No, like my part, like when I thought it was the only thing they're immune to is yeah, non-magical piercing, slashing, or uh bludgeoning from non-magical or silver weapons. That's what I remember.
What is a werewolf's challenge rating in 5e?
That's a good question.
I think
That's a
it's
great question.
3. 3
Your
to
face is
5.
three.
low.
That
Let
is
me find the
not right.
lycanthrope
That
thing.
cannot be correct.
Yeah, that is not
For
the
a-
right one. Let me see.
For a werewolf in 5e?
Yeah, that cannot
Alright,
be
for
correct.
example,
Those things-
if you become Okay, so
Werewolves
player characters
are
is lycanthropes.
yeah, challenge 3 and 3. Interesting.
Yeah.
Damage
lycan-
immunities, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing for non-magical attacks that aren't silver. That's
the character gains the lycanthrope speeds in non-humanoid form, damage immunities, traits, and actions that don't involve equipment. You get that all in your
okay. So it's
non-humanoid
30
form.
feet in 30 feet when not in wolf form. That's normal.
Yeah, which means that so you're just immune to all basic attacks that aren't magical or silver, which is ridiculous.
At
Um,
level, I mean, like I said, depends. For me, it depends on the level. Like if like the
I
level
mean,
we are
even at
now,
level
that's not
20, a
a.
level 20 should not be immune to, because think about that. For example, you can't take fallen damage. Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, certain things can't take falling damage anyway.
I mean, there's no way to justify the power level of player lycanthropes is written in 5e. Even at level 20, it's so good that there's literally no reason not to do it. So, but as far
I mean,
as
at the same point, if you're throwing a person at your group that at level 20 doesn't have a magic weapon, that's on you.
it's just an issue of power creep, though. That's the problem, is that it's depicted as a curse. So a lot of people view it and just go, well, I want that stat boost, but it's supposed to ruin your character's life to get it. And there's a reason people don't want to get it. And it would be like you can only control your character 20% of the time. That would be like the only way to make it balanced, which isn't fun to play. So that's the.
So anyway,
Yeah, yes. That's why I said I would handle it as a race and not the stupid monster manual form of it, because it's trash. But anyway, yes. The
912 views in 9 minutes.
the current plan then is to take the ship, sail toward Neverwinter, and upon arrival, you all will be escorted into the city. Talvar will go and begin his work of attempting to, apprehend Newmore for you all, bring him into question, and in the meantime, while he does that and attends to his responsibilities there, he will, allow you all access throughout the city. Does that sound about right, or did I get any of that wrong?
wait. So he's gonna get Newmore. Then we're gonna go into the city. We would
Like
need to talk
presumably, yeah,
Newmore
presumably what would
first.
happen is that he would apprehend him on his own and then invite you all into wherever he's being questioned.
Cool. Yeah, and then just get us access inside the city. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. If I have any of that wrong or you'd like to change anything, then feel free to correct me. But for now, that's what we'll go with.
Like to the inside of the city, like where like the near the royal chamber area or whatever.
Yeah, it'll take a bit of planning to sort that one out, but he can get you general access to the city and the quarters, yeah, and the wards.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna have everyone roll a
Also
deception
did.
check. Oh, let's see. All right. What false identity are you creating?
I'm creating false identities for everyone.
It says yourself. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It said you can't establish something for us.
Yeah, it has to be for yourself.
Oh, well, then I will attach myself to this detail.
And I will add a flash of genius to that just to be safe.
Yeah, everyone. Yes, everyone. Make deception rolls. We'll make this a group deception check because
Do we get
there's way too
advantage
much to
because we're
track for every.
disguised?
No, it's a group check, so it'll already.
So it's like an average.
Because you all went through the
Damn.
process of disguising yourselves all at once. So.
All right.
Well-
Soren. Flash of genius. That's a 17 now.
Woo!
My disguise worked so well.
That's about right.
Flash
I'll-
of genius. That's a 15.
I'll also inspire Aaron as well.
Okay.
Fucking ick. only have like one flash of genius left. Fuck you guys.
Well, that's why I gave him the D8.
No one told you to do it. This was
I don't want to get caught.
Immediately.
I bet Lawrence would have given you also guidance. But
Eh. Oh well.
with your stupid. It was a
take the
D8.
D8.
It's a D8, dog. It's a D8.
Spin the
If you take
D8.
the D8 and it's better than a 4, I'm not giving the flash.
It's the same thing.
I'm not giving the flash. I have 2 flashes now.
All right. So you spend. Well, we'll skip over the traveling because there's nothing really going.
But how long is it?
It's a few weeks.
So, about 2?
Between 2 and 3.
I'm done with my
Yeah.
arm.
So a couple is 2, a few is 3, and then much is more than 4.
Wait, what level bard are
And
you?
many is 5.
Oh my god, we've been over this.
He's a
I think we
valid
have it.
bard.
9.
He's a-
Level 9 bard. The next level is the D10.
Why would I know what level fucking bard you are?
I thought
You
it
How
was
just
would
asked
between
me
we
this
be ever-
question like a million times.
I've
I thought it
never
was-
asked you what bard you are because I don't give a shit about you.
God, if only we weren't going on such a covert mission.
You've
Wasn't
asked
it
about
like?
the D8 or the dice, whatever, before.
Oh no, it's Song of Rest that gets a D8 at 9. Okay, I thought it was Inspiration that got bumped up around 9.
No. Level 10.
Alright.
Oh yeah, it goes to a 10 at 10.
All right, yeah. After the travel, you all are brought into port. Talvar gives the cover story. You all make your checks to back that up. Pass yourselves off as the crew, kind of mercenary crew of a ship that he had hired for transport. Tells you that he had been able to um, just north of Waterdeep find you all and maneuver through the city states, you know, other ships and the like to safely pass with the royal guard up to other, the royal troops up to Neverwinter. And thankfully, it seems that they buy your story and you all are not stopped. Talvar mentions that he will immediately go about investigating, trying to find Newmore and bring him into question, and he'll contact you as soon as he does so. And he escorts you into the city. Y'all are disguised in Neverwinter now. It's horribly gloomy compared to the last time you visited very long ago. The streets are they're already dark, let alone with the kind of lack of daylight that is prevalent now after the battle at the forest. This kind of not outright sense of dread, but kind of dreary atmosphere. Think sort of the darker parts of Fable. If you ever thought almost like a later Victorian type
I'm thinking
Gothic atmosphere.
Dishonored.
Yeah,
that sort of
Dishonored.
thing. It's sort of like that, yeah.
Where's the Raven Splitter Guild? We'll go hide out in there.
um,
I don't know if
But
they'd
of
welcome
course,
us or kick our asses.
you
Probably
notice
both
that
at the same time.
you notice that relatively heavily armored and armed guards patrol the street, not in a horribly oppressive way. It's not like tanks rolling down the road, but it's security seems pretty tight, and people kind of scurry through the streets at night. Most people don't like to be out. In the gloomier parts of the city, it's just filled with yellow lights as from lanterns and things flickering in the windows that are all tightly pushed together. You notice several businesses have been closed down and repurposed, and despite the fact that the people seem relatively well fed, it's not like anything horrible has happened to the health of the people. It definitely seems like the morale is down. And of course, you see more signs similar to the ones you saw last time you visited, except rather than hooligans putting them up, they're big official signs now. Um, you know, casters are your enemy. They brought this darkness upon us. Wizards killed the sun, things like that. Different. You see
Wizards
like
killed the
an Uncle
sun.
Sam. It's like an Uncle Sam or Starship Troopers type uh, poster. It says, "The Crown needs you to report any and all illicit wizardry, etc." Stuff like that.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you all are dropped off here in the Blue Lake District.
Well, should we blend in and maybe go to a tavern?
That sounds wonderful. I say in my best female voice.
By the way, if you zoom out, I can't unsee it now that the map looks like Pac-Man.
Yeah. It
Holy
kinda does.
shit.
God
Like,
fucking
this is the
damn it.
eye.
Awesome.
But I digress.
Waka waka.
There's even like the dot here that it's
Yep.
hitting.
Well
But yeah.
spotted.
Tavern, I guess.
Okay, yeah, you can find the nearest tavern. It's I have to remember exactly where. Okay, no, I think that was on the other side of the city. All right, so there is just a nearby. There's dozens of taverns, but the closest one is a little modest place. Not very much business. There are only a couple of people there. They're kind of silent, keeping to themselves in the corners. Look like not the most well-off folks there. Just trying to get a drink and something warm to eat for the night. You find a place called the Broken Note Inn up here in the Blue Lake District.
Yep. Just keep to ourselves. Keep be chill and wait for our homie to reach out to us.
All right. Anything you all would like to do in Neverwinter before then, or should we skip straight to the business?
Quite honestly, I'm scared to do anything right now.
Yeah, it's true.
I sent you something.
All right.
However you do that. I don't know, so I'm just gonna do it.
Hmm?
Flash of genius.
What does that
That's
make?
a 20. That's a 20.
Okay. I'll reply. In the meantime, what was that you said just now before that, Soren? I want to make sure I didn't misunderstand you there. You said there isn't anything else.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. So the you guys kind of arrive in the evening. It's hard to tell because of the lack of sunlight, but the night passes, and sometime later into that night, between midnight and dawn, closer to midnight, you you're sitting around still, just keeping yourselves eating, drinking if you wish to do so, and
playing a game of darts.
Yeah. And a hooded figure steps into the tavern and takes a seat to the table closest to you all. And he gets his bowl of stew and all, his drink. Doesn't say anything, and after a while leaves. And you'll notice that as he leaves, he slips something underneath the bowl. Hides it.
Underneath the bowl,
Yeah.
what does it say? Or
You
what is
fish
it?
out a little note, and it says,
Oh fuck!
"Oh,
I forgot there was something I was supposed to do in Neverwinter.
oh yeah."
I have to find the trader in the Maroon Lotus in Neverwinter.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be in the if the Golden Rose area?
There are a couple in Neverwinter, but obviously it kind of dwindled. Um, Basically, you're not entirely sure, but it might be a decent place to start. The note itself says Hall of Justice, or behind Hall of Justice, rather.
Meanwhile,
And
at the Hall of Justice.
yeah, and underneath
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice,
it says behind.
Batman makes a sandwich because he can't do shit.
It says behind Hall of Justice, Blue Tower. That's all it says.
Okay, I will address the group, let them know that that's the meeting point, and we should go.
Sounds good.
All right, you are able to quickly make your way over here to the. This is where the Hall of Justice is, and you see that behind it there are several towers, and one of them is marked with a blue rooftop.
Guess we'll just climb up to the roof or go inside.
Did he say
It's
behind the Hall of Justice?
yes. It is somewhat collapsed. It seems to be abandoned. As you climb, you notice that what appears to be a hollow center from the outside, or rather, what appears to be an empty kind of what was once maybe some sort of small courtyard, has actually had something new built into it. And once you reach the top, there's another spiral staircase that leads down into the center of that tower. And once you get down there, you all are held up by hidden guards, traps, and the like. And eventually, once your identities get cleared, you're let through into a room where the commander stands, and there is a figure seated in a chair in front of him, bound arms and legs with a sack over his head.
Poor son bitch.
Yeah, wonder who the fuck that is.
It's entirely drab.
Is Talbot there? See him?
Yep, he's standing in front of him.
Well, guess we should interrogate, ask him questions.
Yep, he gestures for you, the group to approach, and then he whispers to you all that it is Rom Newmore, the current head mason of the family. Essentially, he's a head builder. He's been he fills you in that he has been arrested and taken in for questioning on grounds of harboring magical items in relation to a local smuggling ring for said items, and that among possession and facilitation of the dealership of those items, he also has been accused of harboring some of the actual criminals themselves. That is kind of the front that he's put up for bringing him in, so that you all aren't going into this blind.
Right. Okay.
And then
Cool.
he falls silent and allows you to take the lead.
Newmore. And I'll his bag's still over his head, right?
Yes.
I'll just keep it like that.
He jerks his head back and tries to look around and says, "What is this? This isn't justice."
Do you understand why you have been brought here and are being questioned?
Someone had. No, this isn't right. Someone must have had a grudge against me. I was framed. Someone wanted me here. I've
You
been
have
loyal to the crown for years.
You have been accused of harboring criminals and illicit materials. How do you plead?
Not guilty, of course. If anything, I've kept those criminals out. You know how many of their kind I've turned in.
Loyalty is important to the crown. Your family's history goes back far, does it not?
For many generations, we've maintained Castle Never. If our family were to act on some sort of treacherous intent, we would have done it centuries ago. We would have taken the castle and rigged it
So
however we wanted it.
So you do
If-
admit that you hold ill will towards the crown and our king.
Quite the opposite. We've had the opportunity, but out of loyalty and duty to the crown, we've not done that.
What opportunity do you speak of? We need to safeguard the king at all costs.
The king has entrusted me and me alone with the plans for the castle.
Well, clearly you cannot be trusted anymore. You must now deliver this information to me, the secret guard of the king, the right-hand guard.
And do you know what the king himself would say if he heard that you had taken me in on such frivolous accusations?
I am the king's will, and thus his word is mine. As good as mine.
Secret guard, you don't expect me to believe that, do you?
I put a dagger to his crotch.
He tenses up.
You're not the one asking questions here.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation with advantage. Whichever one of you would like to roll for that.
I mean, I'll roll for it. I have the better stats.
Do you have, what's your plus?
12.
Oh, that's very good. That holy shit.
Oh boy.
He is thoroughly intimidated, and he says, "Look, this is clearly a misunderstanding. I can explain anything, but I was told specifically not to give out the plans, you see, even if I was to be taken in. The king himself gave me instructions."
The king has told us the general gist of it, with the throne, but we need the details from you. In order to restore your house, restore your name, and in a sense, you need to divulge the details to us immediately.
I'm here about magical items, correct? What would this have to do with the plans?
They are not related, one and the other. But if you want to go free, if you want to be innocent, you will tell us.
What exactly is it that you would like to know?
What are the magical intricacies of the throne and its significance to the king?
Magic on the throne.
This is not how you maintain the power in the throne room?
I thought the king has made it very clear that magic is a danger in Neverwinter.
But this is ancient. This has been established long before this king.
You prodding me to admit that I've had some sort of magical dealings.
I put my arm around his throat and he can feel a piece of metal sticking under his ear. I prod you to tell the truth.
He tenses up again and says, well, he can't beat that no matter what he rolls. So yeah, he tenses up again and says, all right, I inherited it. It came with the plans. There's it's the silk. It's not the crown or that anchors itself to the throne. Whatever, I don't know the nature of it, but what I inherited from my father when I took over his role as builder is a sheet of silk. And whatever this sheet is, it is what maintains that thing on the throne.
Is such a thing destructible? Does it have
Silk?
a weakness?
That's it?
Magic silk.
Well,
It's
still weird.
it's not deteriorated, no. There was several generations ago there was a fire. But though it destroyed the rest of the Newmore estate, the room the silk was kept in was, well, completely unburned. Cold, in fact. It was as if it had been untouched by the heat.
And what is your knowledge of this silk and its history?
Its history has not been kept very well. I only know that it was when the throne itself was constructed. This silk was a gift. And after someone attempted to steal it away, it was entrusted to the builders rather than the royal vault.
So the throne holds no magical control?
It
Of what
does,
gives
but
you-
it's as if the silk is what that control hinges on.
I see. Where is the silk now?
You can't be serious. No good will come of that.
It must be protected from not a better class of person than you. You builders are not to be trusted any longer. So says the king.
So say we all.
I can't tell you. And I'm
You
not
must.
refusing. I cannot.
You say it's with the builders. You are a builder. You are the head of the builders. You should know.
Yes, but I cannot, even if I wish to, disclose that information.
But why?
I was bound by a contract. That is all I can divulge.
So you have had dealings with the Winter Fae.
No, of course not, but there is another within the king's envoy.
I would have his name.
I
Name
cannot
him.
speak it.
Name the traitor.
He allows none. He deals with to speak it. It is for the king's security.
We are now the king's security.
You don't understand. I cannot speak it. I would die before the words even touched my lips.
Well, you better give us something or you will die a pointless death anyway.
And your head would not be the only one I take.
He considers that for a while, and then finally he says, It's not far from here the information that you might seek. When the House of Knowledge was closed, it was closed only to the public, but the king and the rest of them they've continued to use it. It's
So
not
those
far
who-
from here.
Those who have hunted and dispelled magic are now hoarding it, is what you say?
I wasn't supposed to know this. I shouldn't even be saying it, but I couldn't help but overhear whenever this person came to me and gave me my new orders.
You overheard what?
Well, that the House of Knowledge was still in use, and that other such forbidden areas in Neverwinter had instead been converted into private houses and libraries, resources for the crown.
And this person resides there?
He never stays in one place.
But he's been known to visit the House of Knowledge from time to time.
I cannot say.
And he is high up in the king's closest dealings, closest menagerie of friends.
Yes,
Is he more of a diplomat or a military?
I cannot say.
You cannot say, but can you write?
Is
No.
Can you
To
say what
divulge.
age description.
Can you give us a
Inscription.
riddle?
Any details are forbidden.
Well, I believe you've run out your use. Thank you. Luna, do what you must.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up, Lawrence. Let me see if that actually works.
Ooh, that's.
Oh, this should be interesting. So, Lawrence, you use remove curse, and he suddenly goes still. He says, "What did you do? What's happened?"
We have released you of your burden.
And extended your usefulness, which is good for you.
I don't. He'll know that I've said something.
He will be
He'll
dead.
find me. He'll find all of us. He's powerful with divination, but even more so with enchantment. I don't know his name, but they call him the Mind Bender. I know he places these curses, these commands on all who work for him. He forced this deal with me under the pretenses of the king's security, and he does the same for the rest of the city. Some say that he controls Neverwinter more than the king himself, but of course, any whispers of that are harshly punished with fates worse than death.
And he
You have-
holds the silk.
He knows where it is. He knows the history of it more than anyone, and he should know more about the
Describe him.
nature of it. Sorry, what was that, Luna?
I said, describe him.
He goes by many forms. He changes himself. Often he disguises himself as an older human man, bald, when he traverses the city. But I've seen horrible things that he has another form. Tentacles for a face. It's ghastly.
Oh, he's a fucking mind flayer.
Ugh. No wonder they called him the Mind Bender. You can just say damn it out loud. You know that, right? It's only us and one other person in
No,
here.
wait. It's Dame It. Very unique distinction.
Well then.
You'll have to protect me. I can't give you any more information. If he kills me, he'll shut down his operations once he finds me.
He will die before you. Don't worry. Now it's best that you run along and leave the city.
Can you provide some sort of escort?
No, that is not our job. Our job is to save the kingdom,
But
possibly from itself.
just get me out of here then, quickly. Oh, what have I done?
And I choke him out.
Let me try to contest that. I don't think
Jesus.
he's going to do very well. Well, he got a 7, so he's unconscious.
Great. So he never saw any of us, which is great. We don't have to kill him. Talvod, have your men dump him out in the trash outside the city.
Wait. Your cleric there does magical shit. Can he do the mind scramble thing?
What do you mean?
Does he not know modify memory?
Oh, I can do that.
Modify his memory so he no remember this conversation.
Okay. I will modify his memory to not remember until he, when they came
Okay,
and got
can you
him.
post that spell card real quick? I just need to read it for future. All right, thank you.
It
Yeah,
is
okay,
very
you can do that.
powerful.
Yep. All
And
right,
he's
you do that,
unconscious, so
and
I'm pretty sure he can't make a save.
yeah, Talvar nods and says that he'll take care of that.
So out
Or
of
actually
character,
just, like-
we're fucking fucked. They have a freaking mind flayer guarding this shit?
Okay, Talva, do you know anything about talk?
Never heard of it, unfortunately. I do know of the shutdown of the House of Knowledge, but that was not within my jurisdiction. The fact
Okay,
that
we
it's
need
still
to
within use is new to
we
me.
need to stake it out immediately and find this mind bender and learn the location of the seal because it's the only key to permanently destroy the connection between the Winterfell and the king. I
Of
mean, it's
course.
clearly a gift from the Winterfell. Bind their relation, right? He told the story of the fire, help every destroyed.
Yes. I should note that my men and I, of course, are equipped to deal with magical threats. We did detect divination upon his person. We dispelled it quickly, of course, but be careful.
Where
You're
did you
gonna
find the divination? What was it
Whenever
focusing on?
focusing on him, whenever we raided his estate and first apprehended him, we dispelled it on the spot, but fortunately we're equipped to deal with magic, not so much to identify it, and so beyond the fact that it was some sort of powerful divination focused on tracking him.
Oh, you was scrying on him.
Well, too bad for him.
I mean, he knows we're coming. If you could scry on him
I mean,
during,
the guard took him because they found a magical equipment at his house. Why else would they go there?
right? You did plant something in his house, right? Because you have some.
Of course, there is a local ring of magical item smugglers, but well, they're in a sorry state, and frankly, ever since I found out the truth of the matters, I've looked the other way from time to time, and so
Could you elaborate? Just, you never know when this information might come up, might be
he
needed
raises
in the
he
future.
raises a brow. Can you roll this? He raises a brow and says, "Why would you be interested in that?"
I'm guessing a flash of genius won't do much.
Are you gonna flash a genius?
You know what? Fuck it.
It's
Is that
a
a yes?
12.
All right. He asks you, then why would you wish to know that? And then that deception, I guess, is for whatever you say in response.
Yeah. Hey, it's gotta keep track of all the variables in this, operation, even the small ones that don't seem to matter. Magic items, even a sorry, magic item smuggling ring can still, throw some surprises at you. I should know. Might be helpful. I don't know.
They call themselves the Jade Cloaks. Little more than a thieves' guild before all this began, but they became quite successful once the new laws were enforced.
Hmm.
They've had a decline, however. Evidently, some of their members were more connected than previously thought. Some of the other commanders found out the ones in charge of peacekeeping, and
Just general crackdown of the city basically got them.
yes, they found their contacts, questioned their contacts, and through them located some of the members,
Hmm.
family, friends, that sort
Of
of
the
thing.
members?
Yes.
Um, Asher just kind of has a like wide eye, like, and before he kind of just goes back to normal. Okay, then. Noted. Noted.
You likely won't run into them. They're relatively timid, especially now, but there were a few things that were unfortunately misplaced in evidence. It seems that Mr. Newmore here had taken them for himself.
Great. Now, can you help us get to the tower?
Yes, I'll have a couple of my men accompany you, but we'll have to move quickly and subtly.
Stealth is of the essence. Luna, you be the guide, I guess. You're really stealthy, right?
I am incredibly stealthy.
Okay, you can help lead the men. Or have the men guide you.
All right, it'll be a stealth check then.
Stealth check. Stealth check.
I
Where's
walked
my
away for a
stealth?
second. What are we doing?
Bibbity bobbity boop.
Stealthing. Well, Luna's
Mhm.
stealthing. We're not stealthing.
I'll try to stealth. Cloak of Elven Kind. I believe it's. They get disadvantage on seeing me.
No, you get advantage.
Okay.
You get advantage when you do stealth.
Stealth rolls.
Okay, that's a roll.
I mean, for stealth, sleight of hand, intimidation, and persuasion,
No,
deception,
I
I'm
meant my
pretty
roll.
much gonna roll like in the
Yeah,
high
yeah.
team.
I meant what I rolled. It's alrighty then. Okay, so you move out with some of Talvar's men telling you, not the heavily armored paladins, of course, but some lighter guards.
Scouts.
Yes. Make a perception check,
Brings
Luna.
back memories. Running through the kingdom, lightly armored.
Perception.
Yeah, perception for either anyone that's stealthing out ahead.
Asher, why are you going with
17.
the stealth people?
Because I can.
That's fair. Okay, you all look around, but you don't notice anyone tailing you or anything like that. From what you can tell, it's clear.
I rolled my passive perception. I'm hurt.
And you sweep the area, don't notice anything out of the ordinary, slowly go through toward the House of Knowledge. Aaron, you make me a stealth check as well.
Aaron.
Okay, so Aaron, you go out as well, and you do notice that they don't seem to have actually spotted Luna and the others, but there are a few look like some sort of rogues or assassins that are skulking around through the streets and the rooftops as if they're searching for someone.
I'm gonna go invisible. And then stealth up with them.
So if you can go invisible, why not turn everybody invisible?
I can only make myself invisible. Please.
You don't have the invisibility spell?
No, that's what I'm doing. But it's concentration. How am I?
It's concentration, but isn't at a higher level it give
Yeah, but I
you
don't want
people?
to. If I do, it's a second level spell. If I do, there's what, 5 of us?
There's you and Lawrence and Fang still left.
Yeah, I'd have to
I
use.
can
I'd
cast
have
it.
to use. I'd have to use a fourth spell.
You
I
can
don't
cast
want.
it. So why did you use a stealth roll? Why didn't you just cast invisibility?
Invisibility is just stealth with advantage. It's you still have to make a
Yeah,
stealth check.
that is true.
Okay, I'll cast it at. God damn it! I have to, because Fang's never gonna make it. Lawrence is never gonna make it. All right, I'll cast it at.
Don't one of you have a dagger with invisibility in it?
No, I can cast invisible. Anyway, I switched out the spells I was gonna put. I just can cast it now. One of my spells, but okay. So Lawrence and me and Fang are invisible.
All right. Those of you that are invisible make stealth checks with advantage. Those of you that have already rolled for stealth, you're fine. You can keep that roll.
God, wish we had a fucking ranger with that passive
Pass
out
without
trace.
trace. Yeah.
I mean, you are a bard. You could have grabbed that spell whenever.
Is it on the bard list, or does he have to get it through magical secrets?
Bard has a magical ability at certain levels to take spells from
Yeah,
different classes.
secrets.
Yeah, magical secrets, but I don't know if he has it yet.
I mean, you get it like
It's 10th level.
twice
Yeah.
or 3 or 4
Yeah, you get
You get
twice.
it at 6 if you're lore.
Yeah. Normally
It's
you
not
get it
really
at 10th,
worth taking
14th,
a.
and 18th.
It's really not worth taking a second.
Yeah. I think Lawrence is the
Lawrence,
only missing role.
no, Fang hasn't rolled either.
Oh, he hasn't.
Mr. Sandman,
It's not
bring me a
bad.
drink. Make it the sweetest that I've ever seen. Give him tulips like roses and clovers. Tell him that his lonely nights are
Hang
over.
on. I'll see.
I love how Lawrence popped in with the super spell and then disappeared.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
probably,
like the one that we were.
yeah, well, we're getting to the end of the session anyway, so he's probably just about to head out. That might be why, but I can see, I guess, then. Well, there we go. I don't know
Wow.
if he's actually here or not, so I went ahead and rolled for him. There you go. Okay, yeah. Aaron, you can still you're tracking the rogues or spas, whatever they are, and you notice that you keep watching them, and the party moves toward the House of Knowledge, and they seem to be none the wiser about the party. They seem to have completely missed all of you, and you're able to slip away over toward the House of Knowledge.
Shit. Nice. Then we're all invisible. Most of
Yeah.
us are.
House of Knowledge.
Get there, and it's a big. What looks to be once was a big temple to Agama. Those of you who want a religion check that you can, but the important bit is that it's been shut down. It looks to be in disrepair from the outside and is barricaded and barred off from the rest of the ward. Yeah, Asher, you're not sure.
Hell, I might not even be sure what that god is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been good at religious studies.
Yeah.
Damn, interesting.
Yeah, it looks like it's barricaded. And Aaron, you notice passively there are definitely a few guards that are hidden around the area watching. It seems like this might be a proper infiltration that you all are gonna have to pull off, and so probably best left for next time. But
Yeah, Asher, you should definitely go invisible.
Well, functionally, Cloak of Elvenkind is basically the same thing.
Yeah, but when they turn to look at you,
They can't
they won't
see
actually
you.
see you.
Fair enough, fair enough. I'll do that immediately, starting next session.
Yeah. So basically, the only person that can be seen is Aaron and Luna, and they're super stealthy. So
yeah,
cool.
but yeah, it's a
Hopefully,
huge
we don't
temple.
fuck this up and get murdered.
Yeah, you all can do once over if you want, but it'll probably be time consuming to actually go into the thing, and so I'll save that for next time. Where next session we'll immediately jump into the action.
Ooh, do you have the map? Can we see what it looks like?
I don't currently have the map, but I can get you. I'll have to get the map and actually upload it, but I can get you a picture of the House of Knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be a hell of a
It's
fight.
gonna be fucking insane.
A mind
Because I feel like
flayer
one. Yeah, Mind Flayer.
that's had how many years to freaking build up its lair in this place?
I was not expecting that twist.
We're fighting a mind flayer.
Yep, to steal magic silk from a fae.
Jesus fuck.
So it's
In
basically the
Man,
House
Golden
of
Fleece
Knowledge.
heist.
I
You should-
fucking wish I was here from the beginning so I'd have more context of what the fuck's going on.
Hey, I've been here since halfway, and I still don't know what the fuck is going on.
So
Only
that's
the
the House of
real
Knowledge right
OGs.
there.
I've been here from the beginning and don't know what the fuck is going on.
But yes, way back in the back in that picture is a very dilapidated, barricaded off.
Oh, it's that one area in freaking Bloodborne where all the jellyfish live.
There you go. Imagine it's a big house of knowledge. It's a big temple that is dedicated to Ogma, a knowledge god.
So it's the
Well-
Temple of Baelor.
This will be my first time fighting a mind flayer, so
It's
I
gonna
can't wait
be
to see
rough,
that.
especially for freaking intelligence-based people.
It's gonna be what now?
Rough for int-based people.
Really? I thought it was harder for people who were dumber.
They make you dumber.
Oh. Shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm pretty sure they're the oldest creature that can use psychic damage.
Oh, fuck me.
I can also use psychic damage, and so can Aaron.
You trained in the brain. He was born in it.
Molded by it.
Do you feel in control?
The fire rises. But if there's anything else you guys need to do, then you can go ahead and ask that.